That's indeed quite positive and encouraging to hear. And now, on the other side, I also want to know what were the common challenges or limitations that the countries were facing when it comes to seed movement?
I think challenges. Yeah, this is. I think it's all challenges, and some of them are pretty objective and difficult to overcome by different measures. So these are the challenges which beyond the reach, I would say, of national government. It's basically arising this from the situation. So meaning that transport, even if there is this green corridor, is becoming more and more difficult, coming from the fact that there is an elevated need for transport, and there is a reduction of capacity. If we are thinking about air transport, obviously there are less flights per day. So these are making the logistics in one part difficult, but also more expensive because more goods are competing for the same spaces. So this is one element which is difficult, making difficulties for the companies. The other is the movement of labor, because as you know, most of the seed production are labor-intensive production, and normally in normal seasons there is a big number of labor movement from east to west, to south to east, depending on the countries, which is obviously limited because of these measures some countries are implemented. So these are the main difficulties we experienced from this survey, and it's came back basically in most of the countries. So it's not just a kind of example in one region. It's pretty much a global challenge.
Yeah, so just to be able to complement what my colleague just said, another things that we have noticed as a result of the survey is that the sales of seeds and plants to amateur gardens and in garden centers and sometimes in supermarkets as well, that has stopped because that was not considered to be an essential activity. So this will impact some seed suppliers, which relies on amateur gardens to be able to generate revenues for their business. And also, as a result, this may cause some leftover stock, which we are not quite sure how the impact will be on the medium and the long term. The ornamental industry has been very severely affected, exactly because of the loss of some contracts with some garden centers, with some supermarkets as well. So this has been a huge impact. And also another problem has been mobility of personnel between different countries. Now, in continents like the European continent, it's very common that individuals will live in one country and work in another one. So mobility of personnel between the different countries to be able to work on the farms has been a huge difficulty for the whole industry. And this is exactly because of the new measures that has been put in place due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
And final question, knowing, of course, that the situation is a rapidly evolving one, do you have some insight on what issues we can expect and watch out for in the future?
It's very difficult to assess at the moment, Francine, what is going to be the challenges on the medium and the long term. And one of the difficulties, because it's still an evolving situation. We're still dealing with the pandemic. We still, not many countries has already starting to ease the current measures. And also what we need to take into consideration is that the seed business industry now is a global business, which means that the seeds are not necessarily, they're going to be sold on the same country where they're going to be produced. So to be able to maintain this international movement of seeds, so it needs, there is a lot of movement. The seeds will move from the country of production, from the country of export, or also to a country where they'll be re-exported to another country. So that there is, it's difficult to assess now with the situation is still evolving, what is going to be the medium and the long-term consequence. And also there is the fact that the seed business is a cyclical business, which means that sometimes what is happening now, the impact is not seen now, but they're seeing later on the next season, on the next production season. So as part of the ISF, we are monitoring, we continue observing and monitoring, see how the situation is going to be going forward.
Thank you, Sebald and Rose, for your time. That's all the time we have today. And again, we want to say thank you to our members, the National Seed Associations, for sending the information from their countries. And it really shows that the seed sector is fully engaged, and associations made a tremendous effort to maintain the seed supply in different countries. For those of you who want to keep updated on this topic, ISF has set up a page on our website collecting the latest information about seed movement under COVID-19. You can find it by visiting our website, www.worldseed.org, and let us know if you have any questions by commenting on this post. Keep safe and healthy, everyone. Bye.